They say most scary stories are just urban legends, whispers passed between friends, exaggerated, twisted, forgotten. But some stories are different. Some stories come from people who still wake up in a cold sweat, who still sleep with the lights on, who still check their closets, their basements, their rear-view mirrors tonight. I'm going to tell you three very real, very disturbing horror stories from people who swear they live to tell them. From a late-night gas station shift gone horribly wrong, to a hiking trip that should have never happened, and a motel room that, no matter how far you run, will never forget you. These aren't just stories, they're warnings. Stay with me if you dare. Story 1. The gas station window. I was 19, working the night shift at a 24-hour gas station off the interstate. Middle of nowhere, surrounded by trees, no traffic after midnight. Just me, fluorescent lights, and the low hum of the drink coolers. It was around 2:37 a.m. when I noticed it. A figure standing outside, facing the front window. At first, I thought it was just some random traveler, maybe waiting for a ride. But something felt off. They weren't moving, not swaying, not shifting weight, just standing, completely still, their face hidden under the hood of an oversized sweatshirt. I tapped on the glass, no reaction. I waved, nothing. For a few minutes, I got that crawling feeling, like when you're being watched too closely. I picked up the store phone to call my manager, but the line was dead, not even a dial tone. That's when the power cut. All the lights gone, freezer stopped humming. Everything silent, except for one thing. The security monitor on the counter, still on, still showing the live feed from the outside camera. On that tiny black and white screen, I saw not one, but three figures standing in a perfect line, facing the window, all wearing the same hoodie, all motionless, all staring straight at me. I grabbed my phone, no signal, of course. Hard pounding, I locked the front doors, ran to the back office and waited. Minutes passed, felt like hours. When the lights finally flickered back, I rushed out to check the front. They were gone, not a footprint in the gravel. Not a single sign anyone had been there. But later, when I reviewed the security footage, the outside camera never recorded anyone. No shadows, no movement, no figures at all. Just me, standing at the window, talking to nothing, or at least that's what the tape showed. But I know what I saw, and I never worked another night shift again. Story 2. The hike route followed as it was supposed to be a simple weekend hike. Just me, my two friends, and a popular trail deep in the state forest. We started late, later than we should have. By the time we reached the halfway point, the sun was already dipping behind the trees. That's when we noticed him, a lone hiker, standing about 50 yards back, half hidden behind a tree. At first, we thought maybe he was just letting us pass, but no matter how fast or slow we walked, every time we glanced back, there he was. Same distance, same spot, just watching. We called out, "Hey, you okay back there?" No answer. And when we stopped to catch our breath, so did he. Never moving, never speaking, just standing, almost like he was waiting for something. The forest started to feel wrong. The air, heavy, like something pressing on our chests. When the trail finally looped back toward the parking lot, we picked up our pace. Branches snapped behind us. Footsteps, fast, crunching through the leaves, too fast for someone walking, too loud for just one person. We broke into a run, didn't stop until we reached the clearing where our car was parked. We slammed the doors shut, and as we pulled out, I made the mistake of looking back one last time. At the edge of the trees, lining the path, were at least a dozen people, all wearing the same dark hiking gear, all standing still, faces pale, eyes too wide, watching us leave. When we got home, we checked the trail's official site to see if maybe there was a group event or ranger patrol. But the page said the trail had been closed for months after a group of hikers disappeared last fall. And the photo they used on the warning notice was of the same trail. The figures, barely visible in the tree line, standing, watching exactly where we'd seen them. Story 3, room 103. I was on a solo road trip, pulled into this cheap roadside motel. Just before midnight, the guy at the front desk barely looked up, just lent me a key with shaky hands and said, "Room 103, only one left." always smelled like mildew and cigarette ash. But honestly, I was too tired to care. The moment I opened the door, I felt it dead cold, like your freezer cold, even though the air conditioner was off. The walls were stained yellow. The bed sunken in like someone had been lying there for days. And on the nightstand, there was an old alarm clock blinking 3:03 a.m., even though it was just past midnight. I tried to shake off the weird vibe, took a quick shower, turned off the lights, and got into bed. That's when I heard it at the door, slowly creaking open. I froze, held my breath, but when I sat up, the door was still locked, chains still bolted. I laid back down and heard breathing, not mine, not from outside, from under the bed. I jumped up, grabbed my phone flashlight, got on my knees. Nothing there, just empty space and stained carpet. But when I stood back up, that's when I saw it. The bathroom door, now slightly ajar. I swear on everything, I had left it wide open. I moved closer, heart racing, and in the tiny gap between the door and the frame, I saw an eye, just one, staring back at me, bloodshot, unblinking. I ran, didn't pack, didn't check out, just grabbed my keys and drove until the sun came up. Later that day, I called the motel from a gas station, thinking maybe I'd imagine it, but the number disconnected. I searched online, and here's the part that still keeps me awake. That motel, it burned down 6 years ago, room 103. That's where they found him. The man who, according to every article I read, waited for guests under the bed. 3 stories, 3 people, and 3 places that none of them will ever forget. Which story haunted you the most? The silent strangers at the gas station, the watchers in the woods, or the eye waiting in the dark? Drop your answer in the comments and tell us, have you ever experienced something you can't explain? Like this video if you're brave enough to sleep with the lights off tonight, and hit subscribe, because next time we're diving into the places people swear they never should have entered.